For many of us, giving flowers is something we associate with birthdays, celebrations, or apologies. But what if giving flowers became something we did intentionally, consistently, and with purpose? Roomies, today's conversation is rooted in legacy, intention, and community. Meet Lamier Lee, founder of Buy Her Flowers pop-up, an intentional experience happening on May 16th in Atlanta for the first time to bring people together and celebrate women in meaningful ways. Originally from Jersey and recently relocating to Atlanta, Lamier is turning a simple gesture into a full experience where guests receive flowers from local florists, explore sponsored brand activations, enjoy refreshments, shop emerging brands, and take part in something that feels peaceful and purposeful. So grab your coffee, cocktail, or whatever you're sipping, and let's talk about what's trending on social and what it really means to give people their flowers. Welcome back to the Girls Room Season 2. Welcome, Lamier.
Yo, Ray, I'm not gonna lie. Can I clap real quick? I'm sorry.
You got it. Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie, yo. That was smooth.
Really?
I'll get that to you. I wasn't expecting all that.
Oh, wow. Thank you. I have a journalism background, so...
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for giving me my flowers.
Dang, that was clean. Sheesh, my fault.
How you feeling?
I'm locked in now.
You locked in? You ready?
I was like a little nervous. After that, I'm locked in. Let's do this.
Wow, I'm glad I can be a source of inspiration.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's get into segment 1. We call it What's the Word? So, giving women their flowers. So, a lot of times, it's talked about a lot in the atmosphere, on social media, etc., where women feel like they pour a lot into others. They don't always get the same reciprocal back. And they don't always feel like they get their flowers, literally and figuratively. So when it comes to giving people their flowers and going off of the air of your event that's coming up, what does that mean to you?
Oh, man. So, to not make this a long story,
Go ahead.
I like to just tell people, it's just embracing people while they're here. I've been like, in 2016, I had a season of my life where like I just kept losing people in terms of family members. People was just, passing away from 2016 to about 2017. And then as I got older, I started to value like the importance of family more because I've noticed I wasn't really around my family only because like I'll just be hanging out with my friends or like I really love being alone. That's something I struggle with. I'm finally starting to break out of that.
Okay.
And after I started losing people, I'm like, oh, no, you got to get that together. So I struggled with it throughout high school a little bit, but then I'm like, nah, I have to fully embrace this, And at that point, I just started to do more internal work. Like, oh, why do you struggle with this? Why do you struggle with physical touch? Why is this? Why is that? And as I began to work on that stuff and like kind of get that stuff out of me, that's when like more of that affection shown. And like I always say, I find peace in like gardens and stuff like that.
Okay.
So like me giving somebody flowers was easy because I don't got to give you a hug. I don't got to touch you.
Right.
But it was a way for me to show you my love,
Okay.
And then from there, I just started to run with it. And I like now I embrace it. I embrace all of that little cute love stuff. Before I was against it, I'll be right.
And I know you're Buy Her Flowers, the brand itself. This is not new and fresh. This is something that's been cultivating for a while, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So my brand is called Lamier Lee, and I went to school for fashion design and merchandising.
Okay.
So I do cut and sew garments, and I think for a while I was against making quote unquote merch because I didn't want it to come across as someone who just makes merch. No, like give me some fabric. I will cut it up and make something crazy out of it,
Okay.
But I ended up doing a pop-up last year in Jersey, and as a joke, I troll a lot. I was giving out, I know a florist back at home, and I asked her, I'm like, oh, at the pop-up, do you mind giving, flowers out? And I was like, I want to make something funny that'll catch people's attention. So I made a white shirt and in bold black letters that said Buy Her Flowers. And I was like, let me make a few to sell and see what happens. Those shirts sold out like that, right?
Really?
Compared to everything else I made.
Yeah.
So it kind of irritated me, but instead I kind of leaned into it. So this is only like a year-old idea.
So the plot failed in regards to it being a joke. It actually became something
something like people
made it memorable.
Exactly, yeah.
I love that. But I feel like the shirts, so I've been seeing them and they're fire. I'm not going to hold you.
Thank you.
I just want to know when mine is coming in the mail.
You know what's funny? I was actually going to bring you one today. I didn't have your size though.
Okay, we'll talk. We'll talk after this.
We'll chop it up.
We'll figure it out. Okay, so I know you mentioned your great-grandmother also being a part of the influence of this brand. So talk to me a little bit about that.
So growing up in Jersey City, right, my great grandmother had like a garden in the front of her house and a back of her house. And I've always been, even in like all throughout her apartment upstairs, because I lived downstairs, she lived upstairs. And all throughout her apartment, she had like plants everywhere. And like she was big on that stuff, So as I got older, I realized I'm like, I found peace like being in nature. I'm one of those people, I'll go to a garden by myself and just sit down and be perfectly fine with nobody. I'm like, why do I find so much peace in that? And then as I look back to when I was younger, I'm like, oh, your great grandmother, bro. Like when you was in the backyard, you saw like she had a little garden in the back with like white rocks. You go in the front, she had like a garden with like a tree. Then on like lining the side of the porch on the steps, she had flowers as well, like planted flowers. They look fake, but come to find out they was real.
Yeah. Oh, she had it like that.
Yeah, she did.
Right.
Yeah, very dope Black American great grandma, I would say. Like, yeah, I miss her. That was the homie.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Thank you.
So do you think she influenced also the way you view honoring women, considering it's saying buy her flowers? Or is buy her flowers just a pronoun that's used, but it's meant for everybody?
So I would say it's both ways. It's definitely meant for everybody, but she plays like the huge role in it, to be real with you. After she passed in 2016, obviously I miss her, you know, things got tough. But at me coming down here, right, I live with my aunt. My aunt, that's her daughter, one of her daughters, like her youngest daughter, actually. And like she started telling me stories like as soon as I moved down here, I was asking her a whole bunch of questions about grandma because when she passed, I was like 15, like 5 days before my 16th birthday. And me and her was real close. I remember a lot that she told me, but I was like, Auntie, what else? Like, why was grandma like the way she was? She was so calm. She never yelled at nobody. She was just like so much at peace. And then she started to break down like so much that happened in our family. She's like, oh, grandma did this so you guys can have this. Grandma did this so you guys can have this. I'm like, she did a lot. Like, so like now, like me being 24 now and I look back at it, I can shed a tear. I'm like, if it wasn't for her doing this stuff, and I can't obviously get too into detail on it on the episode, but if it wasn't for her doing what she did, I don't know where my family would have ended up. Like the sacrifices that women made for my family, I'm like, I would be a disservice to my generation, to my family, to not be something at this point.
Wow. Shout out to her. Legacy. Legacy.
Shout out Addie.
Yes, ma'am. Shout out to her. What was her name?
Addie.
Addie.
Yeah.
Shout out to Addie.
Her maiden last name was Peace.
You're kidding?
Yeah, Addie Peace. Her maiden last name. Yeah, it was sick.
Oh my gosh, it was meant to be. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Well, shout out to you, Addie Peace. Shout out to your great grandmother.
Thank you.
So let's get a little into segment 2. So with flowers. So I know buy her flowers is a lot of things that sometimes women will say it, guys will say it, and it's really more so on a physical of buy her flowers. And now on threads and in conversations, people are talking about why they don't buy flowers because physically they feel like the wrong message is going to be sent if you actually give tangible flowers to someone. And I know usually buy her flowers or giving people their flowers is goes in different ways. But how do you make, in your opinion, giving flowers not in a way not always having to be tied to romance? Is it a way that giving flowers can be just a peaceful exchange?
It definitely can. So you know what I always like to reference? Like I grew up around like my grandfather raised me and like a lot of like old heads, I would say. And then like I look back at like a lot of old heads, right? I remember watching shows where I see like men like literally like throw their jackets on the ground so women won't step in a puddle. Yeah. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, why is it so hard? Because I even struggle with it, like giving somebody flowers and being all cute, giving you a hug, a kiss. I didn't want that. I'm like, why do I struggle with that if our OGs did it like it was nothing? So like kind of to piggyback off of what you said, like why is it that it's kind of looked at in a romantic gesture, not just like in a friendly way? Like, yo, like here's some flowers. It doesn't have to be like, I want to take you on a date. It's not because I necessarily think you're attractive. It's like, no, you deserve flowers. It's really not that serious when you think about it. So I think for me, I like to think about how did the older men do it, like older generations, like they walk around in loafers, suits 24/7, jerry curls, giving people flowers. Like it's nothing. It's just like back then, like the love was different. Even in terms of the music, you know, they was making like, man,
softer and kinder.
Way softer and kinder, you know,
whimsical you know in a way. Yeah.
Granted, they was of course like very masculine, you know, but they was very, you know, like you said, soft, genuine. Like it wasn't that serious to show emotion back then. So I think that's what helped me personally.
Interesting. I wonder then, how do we? So like, all right, a little role playing here. So are you just gonna give flowers randomly to somebody or like a girl? Like what? How would you? What's the blueprint? Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, if I'm me and I want to give, I don't know, a guy that I don't know some flowers, how do I go about it?
Oh, so like you actually give a guy some flowers?
I don't know. I guess I feel like we should, right? If we're going to make it like if we're going to make it a thing, equal opportunity, should I just give a random, like, I just felt like giving you some flowers? Or is it only a guy supposed to do that?
No, honestly, I never thought of it that way. And the only reason why I say that is because as a troll against the buy her flowers shirt, I was going to make a shirt called buy him flowers, but I didn't want to be one of those dudes to, you know. I wanted to leave it for you guys.
Okay.
Yo, that's a good question, Ray. You threw me on the spot. I was expecting that, yo. Dang.
I feel like it's something to think about, right? Like, how do you go about giving people their flowers? Because, I mean, I wonder if there's a double standard, though, from a woman's side, though, of in general. Because I know we're kind of going off of the air of women, but I also like to see it from an equal lens of vice versa. How do you give flowers to a man? Vice versa, how does a man give flowers to a woman without it being so tied to romance? And sometimes I wonder if it's as simple as just, I thought of you. I just think you deserve these flowers. I give a little disclaimer, like, this is nothing to do with anything. I just feel like you deserve it.
I think what helps is that level of, like, friendship that you guys have.
Okay.
If it's someone new, that's a little different story. You might be
like,
you might be trying to get at me. There's nothing wrong with it, I guess.
Yeah.
But, like, I sent, like, flowers to my friend before. Like, she wasn't feeling the best. I just sent her flowers real quick.
That was nice.
But that's, like, that was my close friend. So, at that point, it was nothing, really.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Okay. But I think that's a good way to go about it. I feel like flowers are a beautiful sign. And I think that's what makes even your event so unique is gifting flowers, or the act of being around flowers in a way is kind of like a love letter to others and also yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. So speaking of that, going into segment 3. So the internet has been talking, everybody's been talking about Meg Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson. There's literally no denying it. It goes from Threads to Instagram to ESPN. Everybody is talking about what's going on with them. But one of the things that stood up from that conversation was Megan saying, and I quote, that she emphasized she was breaking up because trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiables in her relationship. So, of course, the ones who are Meg fans band together for, I'm a Meg fan as well. Trying not to be biased here. I respect Klay in regards to his basketball, even though his basketball has fallen off. But we just don't leave that.
Relax, we ain't doing that. My brother's a shooter. He's a Thompson. I'll give it to him.
Oh, really? I mean, and he has the Thompson last.
That's what I'm saying. We're both Thompson guys. I'm sorry.
I have no relation to this man. But you know what? There's a lot of things behind the scenes that we don't know about their relationship, of course. So we'll leave it at that. But the conversation started to be about giving yourself flowers when someone that you may want to give you flowers is not giving it to you. So how do you go about loving yourself and restarting? And so that is something that I feel like is definitely a question in regards to Megan now of, okay, now that it's all said and done, you posted the story. The internet is tearing Klay down near and far. This man can't catch a break. If I was him, I would not even go outside, to be honest. I would just chill out for a little bit. Let it rock. But now that this has all happened and, there's a level of grief that's going to happen with her and him, at that point, how do you reset in regards to even being Klay and Megan and giving yourself your own self-love and buying yourself flowers or giving yourself your own flowers in a stage of grief, if you will?
We're on time, but I really want to bother you. I'm like, Ray, I should bother you about this because that's something I'm still learning.
Me. What you got?
Because, like, for example, that's something personally I'm still learning. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm 24. I already told you my age earlier. I'm like, I'm still learning that. Like, what does that look like? I know for me personally, it takes, just locking in. For me, it's locking in with God. And it's always been that. So I never want to use a relationship as an excuse to go lock in with God.
Right.
But it's just like, dig deeper, be like, God, okay, why did this come out in this relationship? Why did I struggle with this in this relationship?
Right.
Why is it that I couldn't just focus on her in this relationship? You know what I mean? Why is it that my mind is everywhere and I couldn't show up the way that I should have showed up for her? Or maybe it's just like, God, maybe she just wasn't the one. And maybe we forced it.
Too. And that's
true too. So that's why I was like, Ray, I have to low-key want to bother you. What do you think? Because I struggle. Hey, listen, I struggle with it.
Listen, you know what? In regards to the conversation we were talking about, of course, specifically with Meg, but in general, because I feel like we've all experienced breakups, and it's not easy having to pour and love on yourself, because especially when you're expecting it from somebody else, because sometimes it feels like an act of, my own personal opinion, a level of loneliness of like, dang, like I can't even get the person I want to give me the love and flowers and etc. that I deserve.
Exactly.
And now I feel like, yeah, I can give myself flowers, but it's not as lit as when someone else is giving it to me.
Exactly.
But with Meg, I think the thing that's very interesting with her is I truly feel like there's a level of healing that she's going to need to go through, because Meg, unfortunately, is in the public eye. And when you're in the public eye, everything is public. And with her love life, it is consistently
back to back to back.
Yeah, and I can imagine how painful it is. And I'm so sure with Clay, I mean, the internet thought that they were gonna be together. They got a house together. Like, okay, like things are gonna pop off with them. But now that there's a stopping point with her and her life has to keep going on, she still is a musician. She just finished Moulin Rouge. I believe she was on stage, and that ended, I want to say, a couple of days after she posted what she posted on her story. And I'm sure that took a lot of strength. I do feel like the main way to eventually feel comfortable with giving your flowers is literally, like you mentioned, locking in with God and also locking in with your community, right? And the constant affirmation. And sometimes it does take other people giving you
oh no, it definitely does.
Your flowers in order to feel confident of giving yourself flowers again. And maybe that is the answer. Maybe that's where it needs to go in next steps with her. Because it's a very unfortunate situation.
Oh no, it is bad. And like you said, it's in the public eye. So I think once something's in the public eye, it makes everything 10 times worse. Because you gotta think about it. People go through this every day. Like, it's really nothing new. It's like when you're a celebrity and then it's like you're a athlete that plays in the NBA, it's so many eyes on it to the point where it's just like, you really got to just cut off your phone. And it's hard to get away from it.
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine what it's like. I used to always say that, would I want to be a celebrity? No. Would I want to be wealthy? 100%. Sure. But having my life constantly monitored where, especially if I want to show off the person I'm with,
exactly.
You know, now you got to make an announcement. Please respect our time. You know, breaking up. We would like our.
That's what I'm saying the most.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be one of those people. You're not gonna see my spouse for real.
Really, you gonna keep
like,
it?
I'm not gonna be on no
quiet.
like. Yeah, well, personally, I just never been into that. I like to keep a very low key life. I just like to enjoy whoever I'm with. Even my friends, like just low key. We're just chilling. Like I need to post everything.
Right.
I know for women, sometimes it's different. Y'all love it, and I'm not mad at it. Listen, I'm not mad at it though.
Yeah, I feel like there's a half and half with that for sure, where I'm not mad regardless. I do understand the people that keep it calm. Like I know Issa Rae came out full married on social media, and then there's some people. Knew. Yeah, no one ever knew she was with somebody. She's been with this man all this time. Nobody ever knew. And then versus like you see someone like Meg, every relationship she's in, everybody knows. Like honestly, we don't fully know the full timeline, but for the most part, we know like when that hard launch starts, when that hard launch is coming to a close. And that's a lot. I can imagine like where you can't fully grieve in peace, because I think she's truly going to grieve when all the noise is done, when it all starts to fall down. Nobody's really talking about it anymore. Everyone has moved on. That's when you really, I think in general, that's when you really start to experience grief, when like the rah-rah is over and now you got to sit with yourself. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know. I don't know how one would go about something like that sometimes, even with in the other lens of Clay, because I can't just, of course, like the podcast is also about women, but I can't just think on Megan's lens and not think about Clay's lens as well, and what could be going on, at least with the aftermath of it. Yeah. Because nobody's tearing back down right now. But I mean, granted, I wouldn't say nobody. Yeah. I've seen a couple of think pieces right now.
Yeah, of course, it's always gonna be that.
Yeah.
Like we said, you can't get away from that. You're in a public eye already,
Yeah.
But I do like what you said. When it's quiet though, that's when things are gonna hit. When you're by yourself, late at night, laying by yourself, off your phone and your own thoughts, that's when it's really gonna hit.
That's when it's really gonna hit.
You feel me? So
yeah. Oof, she gonna have to really give herself some flowers. Maybe she should come to your event. We should send it to her.
Possibly, you should actually.
Right, and just be like, "Listen, I have an event for you."
Hey, listen,
Atlanta.
Hey, listen, let's do numbers, man. Let's do numbers. That's what I'm talking about. I don't even care. Let's do numbers.
Now, going into segment 4. So now let's talk about buying her flowers a little bit more. Let's talk about this pop-up. Are you excited?
It's like, I'm dumb excited. And I have to look at the camera when I say this. I'm mad excited. But Ray, I've been tired though, yo.
Really?
Like, I've been tired because if I'm back at home in a sense, like I have like a lot of my friends to help. I've been like building a community of people down here to help me just off of social media. So the same way you found me off of TikTok, it's kind of crazy. People are like, yo, I'll help. I'll be a photographer. I'll do this. What do you need my assistance with? I had a call with somebody like 2 hours ago where she was like, yo, what do you need help with? I'll help you.
Oh my God.
So it's like, in the beginning, I was doing a lot by myself. Thank God I had one of my friends back in Jersey. She was helping me a lot in terms of like contacting florists and stuff like that. But it's just been a lot of work and I've been tired. But I remind myself it's all part of the process. And soon I'll have a team to handle all of this.
Yeah, for sure.
So embrace where I'm at right now, you know?
Yeah.
But overall, I'm excited. It's dope.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this event. I'm definitely going to pull up and see how it goes.
Wait, are you just saying that because we're on the podcast? Let's be real.
Huh?
Or are you just saying that because we're on the podcast?
No. I actually do want to go. One, because I would love flowers. But the way you keep pumping it out on social media...
Doing a good job, sis.
Like, y'all, I have to say that this man has been pushing this on social media. Yeah. Like, if you haven't seen it, eventually you will. If you look on TikTok, you're gonna see it because
sure.
You've been pushing it. I want to say every day it's something.
Basically, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. I'm pretty sure I'm in the ATL algorithm now. Maybe back in like Jersey, New York, y'all probably won't see it because I know like it has stuff to do like where you're at currently.
Right.
But ATL, I know they've been seeing.
Yeah, no, that algorithm is going crazy in your favor. So I would definitely say that. So I'm definitely going to go. I'm not going to say it because I'm on the podcast. Honestly, I'm very honest on the podcast. I'd probably be like, let me know how it goes after. I would love to know.
I ain't gonna lie. If you did that, I'd probably just walked. I'm like, dang, like, you really gonna rock with me for real. No, bro. You're gonna rock with me for real.
That's horrible.
Hey,
no, I'm actually going to go. I'm very excited for you. I love seeing newness, especially because this is my hometown. So I truly like to see new things happen in the city. And on top of that, I have especially a love for anyone that comes from up north and try something down here in the A. So really excited for your event. But what does giving back, because I know you mentioned the main purpose for this event is giving back to the community. So for the event itself, what does that look like?
I'm sorry, Ray, but like Syracuse did a good job with you, yo.
Really? Thank you.
Syracuse body that. And I'm a fan of Speedy Mormon. That's why I had to say that. I love him.
Wow, he's a Newhouse alum like me.
Exactly. So that's why I had to mention that. They did a good job with that program.
Thank you. Shout out to that degree.
But yo, I'm so glad you asked that question because that was the main thing I was excited to come on a podcast and speak about. For me, it's like I always say, like you said, I'm new here. I've been here for about 5 months now, Ray. Very new, still learning a lot. And I'm like, I never wanted to be like a transplant in a sense. And even in that, I'd never heard of transplant until I came here.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like it said a lot. In New York, when I lived out there, oh my God, we were blamed for everything. Everything was the transplants. And granted, there are some reasons.
For sure, but I feel like transplants really live in Manhattan for real. They're not really touching the boroughs. Like,
what?
I mean, Brooklyn, yeah, but I can't see a transplant moving to the Bronx.
All right, that's fair. Unless it's like Mott Haven or Sobro, as they're calling it these days. Yeah,
exactly. But I didn't want to be one of those transplants who came here and just didn't honor the city. My favorite movie growing up was ATL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still remember like going to the movies with my mother to see that movie.
Yeah.
Me and her took the number 4 bus downtown Jersey City. We went to Newport Mall, watched the movie, and went back home. We can watch ATL and I can say every line.
Yeah.
Bar for bar.
Yeah.
I've always been infatuated with ATL.
Yeah.
I have an uncle who's about, I think, almost 10 years older than me. He's basically like a brother. I remember when Migos first came out, who was in jail? I think it was Offset. Offset was in jail. Yeah. And it's only like Takeoff and Quavo.
Yeah.
I remember when they came out with the song Adios, that whole Rich mixtape, all of that.
Yeah.
I've always been infatuated with the culture.
Yeah.
I used to watch T.I. and Tiny on VH1 with my mom.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's like, I've always been like locked in with ATL. So it's just like, I'm like, when I come, I want to make sure I give people from Atlanta love for real. Like I didn't want to come here just with my own agenda, like, forget who's here, I'm here now. Nah, how can I bring all y'all together and how can y'all, welcome me and how can I show you guys that what I'm used to pop-up wise in New York, New Jersey and bring it here, but also include all you guys. And I think that's what it's about.
That's dope. It's a fusion of things. I think you can still honor the things you built in Jersey and still honor Atlanta at the same time. And I think people really appreciate that, to be honest with you. And I would say in general for any transplants, just respect the city you in. And I think that's the best thing. You're going to go to a new city. You cannot expect an Atlanta out of New York or a New York out of Atlanta or a Jersey or a LA, wherever you live. Like you got to respect the spot.
Exactly.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah, you do. And I'm so glad you said that because I think it's so important. Do your research when you go somewhere. Like really do your research, study the game, see who's popular here, see who's up and coming and see who's trying. Yeah. That's what it's about.
For sure. What is the most exciting thing so far about bringing this pop-up to life?
I'll be real with you, man. It's really like the younger me. Like, I went to the venue on Sunday after church and I had to go take measurements. And I'm having a girl who's gonna make like 6 foot like artificial flowers like part of the setup. I'm telling you, we're about to
this is lit.
I'm like invested so much time into this.
Yeah.
I went to the venue, right, and I just stood there with my arms crossed. I almost cried. 'Cause I'm like, yo, like who would have thought?
Yeah.
Like growing up, me and my friends would go to Supreme, Babe, Diamond and Co. when it was still open. What other stores was there? North Face when they still had their store in Soho. I don't know if it's still there. Kith all the time. And I just remember like being on those lines with no money and like going to certain pop-up activations with no money. I'm like, okay, how can I do this? Like, how can I create an atmosphere that people actually want to come to and stand online for?
Yeah.
And being in that venue space on Sunday and me like looking around and seeing how we're going to set up, like we're literally building a space inside of the space. Like I'm really going all out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, like that's 15, 16-year-old Lamier. Like me and my friends would have been ecstatic if I could look like almost 10 years later and be like, look what you're doing now, bro.
Yeah.
So I think just seeing like the younger me like do this stuff now at 24 years old too, like sometimes I feel like I'm super old and I talk to people older than me, they're like, Lamier, you're a baby. I'm like, I don't feel like it though.
You are.
But I don't feel like it. All right. We're not going to do that, right?
Not too much?
But,
Okay, not too much.
I think it just makes the younger me happy. And then like seeing people respond to it, like, it's amazing. I can't really like, say
so
much.
Exciting. Yeah. I think that's a testament though of putting words into action, ideas, and making them realities. And that is so awesome. I hope you take in that moment and really let it soak in. Because I know it's hard day of to enjoy an event when you're the planner of the event. I understand that firsthand, but I really do hope you get a chance to really.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be there. So if anything, I'll have you running so I can, take a deep breath.
Hold on. I'm trying to be an attendee. You're trying to put me to work.
I mean, why not?
Crazy. We're really going to have a discussion.
We got to do some live interviews, yo. I ain't going to lie to you.
I'm here for it. That'd be fun. Okay, so what has been the most challenging part so far? And I can't imagine you have some challenges.
Oh, for sure. Challenging for me, I would say it's more the mental game, yo. And I only say the mental game because I before I moved here, I went through so much mentally. I graduated college. I didn't get that dream job that I thought I was going to land after I graduated college. I'm like, oh, snap. I walked across that stage. I'm like, what did I do this for?
Yeah.
And that was such a surreal moment. It was scary. I'm like, I went to school for 4 years, 4.5, and like, I don't really feel fulfilled. Like, what's going on?
Oof, that's real.
Yeah. So for me, it's just like that mental game now. It's like, okay, Lamier, your life isn't exactly where you planned it. I thought I was gonna be wealthy, well off by now. That's not the case at all. I'm man.
Rich in spirit. Rich in spirit.
Rich in spirit for sure.
It's coming.
We up in spirit.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie. We up. But it was more the mental game. It's just like reminding myself, Lamier, you came to Atlanta for a reason. Get the job done.
Right.
Don't just get so caught up in your old life or your old self or old people. You got to walk into the new.
Yeah.
Certain people aren't there no more, and it's okay. That's life. Life has to move on. You're not in certain spaces anymore. That's okay. Life has to move on.
Yeah.
So embrace where you're at. Embrace the new city. Embrace the new love. Embrace the new people who may come. Have discernment, of course, but just be wise where you go and embrace it all. Yeah. Understand, like, you're young and it's okay.
You are, and it is okay. And I feel like you have a very fresh perspective, though, that even those who are way beyond like your years don't truly grasp, because life can life and life gets difficult, and when you get that hit or that disappointment, you just don't want to do it anymore.
No, for real.
You know what I mean? And so I think just having that vigor of like, especially going back to that 4.5 years, and what did I do? I've experienced that before. It's like, all right, now what did I do? What am I doing here? Yeah. And that's a real feeling. But you taking it and making something out of that is super, super dope.
Thank you.
So what does success look like for you? After this event is all said and done, you can finally breathe a little bit. Like, what is something that you're like, this was a very successful event?
Yeah, you're bodying these questions.
Thank you.
I'm like a nerd for this stuff. You're bodying it. It's funny you asked that, 'cause I literally asked myself that this morning. Today I had an off day. I didn't have to work my job. And I woke up this morning thinking that. I'm like, what does success look like moving forward? I was speaking to you earlier before, we aired, and I said how I want to travel with this. Next city I really want to go to is DC. I want to go to Soho, and like, I have cities in mind I want to go to with this pop-up experience, but I'm like, what is success looking like for me after this pop-up?
Yeah. Like,
I know I have a certain goal that I want to hit money-wise, but I realize it really won't be the money. I think for me, it's just be the response of everybody. How did people feel when they came, At the end of the day, I'm realizing you can't please everybody. So it may be a few people that come. I don't think so, but it may be people that come like, oh, I wish she had this. I don't care too much, but it's just like, overall, how did people feel? And do people want another one? That's I think that's how I knew I won.
Community response, yeah.
Exactly. People be like, oh, you got to do this again? I'm like, okay, we got it. You know? And if people actually enjoyed themselves, that's success for me, because I'm like, okay, now let's really keep it going. Let's keep upping it at this point.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So to close, This is my favorite part of the pod. I say it every time, and it's my favorite part. I'm so excited to bring this back to season 2. Is a love letter. So this is at the end of every episode, I have somebody give a love letter based off of the topic. 5-second love letter to the one who wants to be celebrated. And tell that person who desires to feel celebrated, they don't feel celebrated in their life, they're not getting their flowers.
Wow.
What would you tell them, and how would you encourage them?
Listen, whoever's watching this amazing podcast that Ray bodied today, I'm going to tell you, keep your head up. Don't look for others for validation, because I always like to say, as you continue to get older, you're going to realize it wasn't that serious. You're going to realize that no one really cared that much. And you're going to realize that people might have forgot about whatever happened. Just be you. I always make a joke and say the coolest people in high school was kids who was running around like they was anime characters. Why? They just didn't care. Don't be so caught up on what others feel about you, say about you. Focus on what God is calling you to do, and I guarantee you everything's going to work out plain as day. So keep your head up. Trust me. If you need to, follow me on social media. I'm literally a prime example of that. I basically document everything to show people. It's hard. But guess what? We keep on moving, because life doesn't stop over a little hiccup. And life keeps going.
I
I'll probably say that. Yeah.
That is so encouraging. I'm encouraged. I'm like,
I hope that was well.
It keeps going.
Yeah, it keeps going. It's not gonna stop.
It is so true. Where can people learn more, buy tickets, etc. about the May 16th event? Okay.
So I'm gonna look at the camera again. So you can go to lamierlee.com. That's my brand's website. Literally, it's on a landing page. So where you cannot miss it. So I know, like, at first she was like, I'm going to try to come. And then he's like, I'm going to come.
Yeah.
So now when we're done, I'm going to pull up your phone and we're going to RSVP you ASAP.
Okay, I'm here for it. Okay, put me on the spot.
If you can't make it, though, I did have a section where you can scroll down and you can actually donate. I'm realizing before I never really like to ask for donations or money. But it's like, some people who can't come from another state may see the vision like, I want to invest in this young man.
Right, for sure.
So scroll down. You can press donate. My social medias are Lamier Lee. And then my main Instagram is literally Lamier__. So everything is attached to that. TikTok, it's called Lamier Lee Community. And that's where Ray found me. And that's literally what I've been doing numbers at. Yo.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been doing numbers at with the pop-up. So Lamier Lee Community on TikTok. I even put on Eventbrite. I'm hustling.
You are hustling.
Man, I'm hustling.
It's going to be a great event.
Thank you.
I'm excited.
Thank you. I'm excited
Awesome.
too.
Well, I am so glad you came on.
I know. I appreciate you for having me.
So much. I cannot wait for May 16th. And we're going to have to run it back after so we can get the recap of everything that happened.
We do. I'm not going to, I think, your audience will love if you did something there. I'm just saying, I'm putting you on the spot. I don't care.
Put me on the spot. Okay.
I think your audience will love if you do like some live like interview. Like, wouldn't y'all like that? Let's be real. Like, Syracuse did a good job. I'm just saying, Syracuse did an amazing job.
You're having me on my own podcast.
I have to. Yo, I'm a nerd. Like, I love Speedy Mormon. That's my guy, yo. So like, once you say you're from Syracuse, I thought about him. I saw a post recently where he's done working at Complex. I'm just like, dang, Syracuse done a good job with y'all. Like,
thank you. They would be very happy to hear that.
Yeah, I mean,
they poured a lot into their students.
I hope so. I know it's expensive. I know it's expensive.
To pour out back. Oh, for sure. Oh, we're not even gonna get into
I know
how school was. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys again for being on episode 1 of season 2 of The Girls Room. Please stay tuned for so many great things that are happening from the season. And make sure to follow Lamier Lee. And I will see you guys next time. You gotta go home, but you gotta get out the girls' room. Tornado. I probably love you